Someone just reached out to me from my YouTube channel and said, Chris, I've been a teacher of 10 years. I have a master's degree. Am I selling myself short by applying for an entry-level SDR role in tech sales? Shouldn't I be going for an account executive role or something higher level? Today, I'm going to answer that question by sharing the perspective that has helped me nearly triple my base salary. And I'm going to share a story from one of my field sales managers at Google Cloud on how he broke into tech sales. And finally, I'm going to draw from a famous book by a Harvard professor, How Will You Measure Your Life, to share an insight on how to think about choosing the right job and role in your career from a long-term perspective. And make sure to subscribe for weekly videos designed to empower you to break into tech sales and use this career path to open up new opportunities for freedom and personal power in your life. Let's dive into it. Without a shadow of a doubt, I would say that rather than thinking about starting out at a higher level with more pay, focus on finding the right boat to row in. When I say the right boat, I mean the right company to sell at, because you could end up at one company where you have an incredible culture and you feel fulfilled and engaged with the problems you're solving at work. You want to show up and you really enjoy it and you have a great path to growth, or you could end up at a company with a toxic culture where you just are not satisfied and the product is something you don't believe in and it doesn't really have traction. Those are two drastically different scenarios, but both very probable. And I would much rather end up in an SDR role at an amazing company, rowing in the right boat, set up for long-term success where I can row further than ending up in an AE position starting out at a company that is just not a good fit, where I'm set up to fail, and then failing at that company costs me much more long-term than starting out at an entry-level role at the right company. Your career in tech sales, or really in any career, is a marathon and not a sprint. I'm not going to tell you not to shoot for the stars and go for an account executive role, but be very willing and open to humble yourself and start at an entry-level SDR role at the right company. Like I said, I've tripled my base salary over the past 8 years in tech sales, but I started out in an entry-level role and I wouldn't trade that for the world. The reason it was such a good decision for me is I found the right boat to row in. I was at Oracle, which is a large enterprise sales organization where I got a lot of enablement and support, and I was set up for success because companies like Google, who I ended up working for afterwards, recruit from companies like Oracle and Salesforce and SAP, these big enterprise organizations, because they know that they're getting pre-trained top sales talent. So Oracle is a launch point company, just like Dell and Cisco and IBM and Salesforce, where you can get your foot in the door with an SDR role, get great training, build political capital, get promoted quickly within a year like I did, and then position yourself to go to an even better company like Google. What I really loved about starting out in an SDR role is I was able to really develop my skills and learn about the product and learn how to cold call and cold email and develop foundational knowledge and skill sets without a lot of pressure. If I started out in an account executive role, I would have had to close revenue, which is a whole different beast. And what I've seen in my career experience is there is a hidden cost to getting a job that's out of your league. There's a lot more pressure on you to deliver in a closing role if you start out as an account executive, and you might be getting overpaid. And if you're not hitting your numbers when it comes time for layoffs, you're going to be the first person that leadership decides to let go because you're getting paid more than you're delivering. At Oracle, I saw a few scenarios where people went to a role that was way above their pay grade at a different company and they fell flat on their face and they got let go. There was a huge cost to trying to go for a role that was out of their league. But at first, yeah, they felt great about it. They were all excited, but long term, it can be a tough decision. A CEO mentor of mine told me he got to where he was in his career because he rode the waves when they came. And you want to hop on the right wave, riding in the right boat. The right wave is tech sales. The Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts tech sales jobs and tech jobs are going to grow over the next 10 years. Even in a recession, tech sales is a great industry and career path to get into. Check out another video I made on that topic. And you just need to take the time to think about finding the right boat in a great industry and with an awesome product and culture where you can row further and further. And if it means taking an SDR level role, then that's the right move. And keep in mind, top companies like AWS pay their SDRs over $100K. That's pretty incredible. My former field sales manager at Google Cloud previously was in the financial industry before he broke into tech sales. He was actually a financial executive at his firm, but he decided to humble himself and go for an individual contributor role as an account executive. Now keep in mind, for him, coming from executive to account executive actually took a lot of humility. But he knew he wanted to get into the right boat. In this case, it was Salesforce. And he knew that if he got into that boat, he could row really far. Remember I talked about launch point companies? He was able to break into Salesforce, easily over-deliver, and get promoted quickly with less risk and pressure. And then he took that launch point company, as I described before, Salesforce, to get to Google Cloud. He went on to manage teams and be this charismatic, dynamic leader on his way to becoming a VP. I want to wrap up by encouraging you to pick a company based on meaning over money. One of the best books that I've read on finding meaning and purpose in life, How Will You Measure Your Life, by Harvard professor Clayton Christensen, says that when it comes to fulfillment and long-term success in your job, you need to look to what motivation hygiene theory tells us about picking the right career. Motivation hygiene theory is something that Carl Herzberg, a psychologist from the 1940s or 50s, came up with to help us decide how to pick a fulfilling career. What he said was that instead of focusing on hygiene factors or check the box factors like getting paid enough or having a sense of status at your job, make your career decisions based on true motivators. Where will you find meaningful work and connection? Where will you have a path to true growth and fulfillment? In general, a career in tech sales will satisfy your true motivators because it's a career that will open up opportunities for growth, connection, and solving meaningful problems. Just make sure to find the right boat to ride that wave long term, where you're working with great teammates and a great culture, and where you have a path to truly grow and be engaged. If you need help on that journey and you're looking to land your first SDR role in tech sales, feel free to email me at chrisbussingchannel@gmail.com. I'm happy to offer you a 30-minute consultation call to learn about your vision and offer some insight. Make sure to like this video because the YouTube algorithm loves that too, and will show this video to more people who could benefit from the message. And of course, make sure to subscribe for weekly videos committed to helping you break into tech sales and get more out of life. Happy selling and happy living. I'll see you in the next one.